good.
He's kind of like... Well, they've never, ever been...
I'm the camera's bodyguard here. Wade, no touching the camera is a rule.
Oh, is that good? I have.
Oh, be careful there, Top.
Oh. I'm not going to drop it.
Noah. You smile?
Hi, Dad.
You smile? You smile?
Welcome to the Leintz family reunion show. We got a great show. We got great booze. And we're gonna start off with little Andrew, the headbanging master himself. And he's gonna be singing some Metallica. All right, and for the next...
Hey!
Hello! Oh, it's like Woodstock now. All right, to introduce the next act...
Pretty good, huh?
We're gonna have Katie the Baba Johnson.
For the first time, we present MacGyver Missy Johnson! MacGyver, could you come on? Give her a treat.
her, right? Someone nudge her.
Be a brief intermission now.
Did you like it? What is headbanging? Is that where you go like this? Oh, yeah, I can see.
Polly heard it. He did.
No screaming either.
Very good. That was very good.
Dance a little bit for the camera. He's getting shy. No.
Melissa, let's give it up.
There's a line down with his.
Out of the way, dude.
Driver.
Now you see it, now you don't. Did you get the car disappearing, John? Where's the car? Not here. Are you sure we drove here? We better start walking back slowly, though.
Let's just see if that's our car. Sure looks like it. Let's see if the keys work.
So it must be our car.
Yes. Katie! Ready, Zach? Katie can't do this. Katie can't play.
Me as they blow her. You stay here now, babe.
We're happy to be back at the Leintz family reunion this year. And we got a special top 10 list for you. Doug, what is it?
Top 10 reasons to come back to the Leintz family reunion.
Top 10 reasons to come back to the Leintz family reunion. All right. Guys, give us number 10.
Number 10. Check out rumor that Jim has talent.
It's just a room. Okay, the number 9 reason to come back. To meet Noah's replacement as baby of the family.
Oh, yeah! All right, and number 8. Still more food.
If you're not going to blow chunks, I'll go to number 6. They're videotaping this.
And the number 6 reason to watch John umpire underwater baseball.
All right, the number 5 reason. Expand the Kirby Puckett Prayer Vigil to include the entire team.
So, Wayne, do you think that the Twins have a chance this year getting in the playoffs?
Yeah, right. When Pine Tar flies out George Brett's bat.
Right, number 4. Pick up excellent household hints.
The number 3 reason to come back. Spend time with Andrew in the hot tub.
soon.
Is Miles here? Miles? What? We're not worthy! We're not worthy! All right, the number one reason to come back to the Leintz family reunion is to look at Melissa's photo album, Places I Have Puked. Come back to the Leintz family reunion. Our time's about up for tonight, but I'm your excellent host, Wayne Campbell, and with me as always is Garth. Party on, Garth.
Party on, Wayne.
All right. And we'd just like to leave you with a little riddle here. How are we like Jeff's car in the church parking lot? We gotta roll.
Oh, look, see.
Fucking nuts. I saw something like this in a picture about Iran.
It's not their song!
Camera crank. Straight faces now. No giggling.
Yay!
Which one's the dumb one? Who are they? I'm going back for that. Had to have some letters of reference to go to Kansas, and I asked Pat if he would be willing to do that for me. And I was really touched by what he wrote. To the committee, Jeff Leintz applied for admission to your program. He asked me to recommend him to you. I've known Jeff since 1972 when we were both in high school. We've kept up with each other through several life changes. In short, I have grave reservations about Jeff's character, integrity, mental stability, and mental capacity. He is petty, vindictive, erratic, and monumentally self-centered. He is a gift for deviousness unmatched even among three-card Monte dealers. Now, since I'm not a clinician, clinical diagnoses are technically outside my area of expertise. But between you and me, he is mentally deficient, mentally unbalanced, and subject to severe psychotic episodes. I can only speculate that the outbursts are likely a product of severe inbreeding. His mother is also his sister and his aunt. His father is also his older brother. Combined with 20 years of addling his brain and body with extremely dangerous drugs. His most lucid conversation with me took place in 1986 when he was merely in a Percodan stupor. He has the attention span of an infant, the mental capacity of a juvenile, and the moral judgment of an immature adolescent. I'm sure you know about his admission to the seminary. Don't be deceived. At the time, the Catholic Church was heavily recruiting known pedophiles. Look, society would be better off with this guy placed under severe physical restraint. You don't want him in your program, not even as a subject in clinical psychology. On the other hand, don't send him an rejection letter unless you want to find out firsthand just how vindictive he is. I recommend that you destroy his application and return no phone calls. Trust me on this one.
No, what's on the agenda? Yes, what is it?
No, what are you doing? The blue, you can't cry.
Oh, her first one was disqualified.
Andrew, get on now.
Okay, repeat. Right after that blue line.
Go, let's go. Go,
And here's more surprise.
Did it go? Okay, I'll just keep my finger by it.
Back up, Judy.
Move, dude.
Look out, Wade.
Go, let's
Wait.
go.
Right there.
No.
It's about here, right where it hit.
No, but we count where it lands.
Oh, it's landing.
Because otherwise
Final.
you don't know.
Okay.
That's it, right there.
Okay?
One more.
Get ready. Look out.
Oh, the camera.
Ah.
Yes.
Doing it. Okay.
We can all hit these off.
That was about,
I think we need some grown-ups
well,
in
let's
here.
just say
Okay.
15. Wade's is 18, that's about 17.
You're going to choke.
Whoa! Wow.
Right there.
Okay, don't have to worry about that.
Like this. Good.
One more.
Still shy of Wade, right?
Yeah.
Not very. No.
No,
Right here.
right there.
Oh, it was.
I think I hit Andrew with that one.
I think you did
Let's go,
too.
let's go.
But 19, I'd say, huh?
Katie.
Ooh, flapper at 9 feet.
That was kind of a blooper.
I'm trying one with my mom. So.
Back in the saddle again.
Don't choke.
Oh, yeah.
It was cute. That's terrible.
Square.
18?
Good one. Woo! You got one more. The contest isn't over yet.
That's even. I don't think so, pal. Okay.
You're going to
Swallow.
I think I got it.
Yeah. Here, just a minute. Let's get rid of these.
Stand aside.
you back the car off. 32 feet, golly. That's a big
32 feet?
Yeah.
How far? Only one.
Woo! You want to call 14. 6.
Oh!
20 feet.
20 feet.
20 feet.
One more.
Your husband's goal bore higher than you thought, Beth. 20 feet.
Whoa.
20 feet.
20 feet. Cheers.
Who's that? Jim.
Well, I can't.
Okay, ready.
Make sure you're doing senseless.
You're going to get spit on.
Right there.
Oh, baby.
He's found his calling.
He does have talent.
He does have talent. I'm so relieved.
Save that seat.
Okay, well, maybe he can sit there.
Oh, Andy, you better move.
Interference, and it was still 20 feet.
Yeah, move aside from this.
That's about 24 feet here.
Here, measure some.
Here's 25.
Okay, here comes Nick.
There you go, Katie.
Oh, 1 foot.
You get up to the thing.
You got...
Yeah. Oh,
Oh, they're careful.
back up the car.
What did he get?
29.
How about that? What are you doing?
Mom, can I do yours?
You like him?
Can I do my mom?
Get out of the way.
Can I do my
Get out of the
mom?
way.
Where'd you go?
I'm trying to... Here goes back. I don't know.
Let's go.
I don't know. Try it off a little bit first.
Yeah, there's only a few people in family picture with them.
And then blow. Blow hard.
Let's go.
There it is.
Yeah, good. Mom, can you curl your tongue?
Daddy can.
That's him.
Can you curl your tongue, Father? That helps. Look at John. John. I can't do that. Well, I don't think Nick has any competition. They're nice try, Beth. What would you say?
Next.
17?
John. No?
Then I want back in.
Nick, watch out.
So we don't have to measure till it's 7-3.
27-2.
Woo! What did you...
Whoa!
What did
Cleveland wins the pennant.
Where'd it go?
That was on foul. Okay. Oh, you overstepped. 27-2.
You want to get off?
I don't know if I could even spin it away from my quick catch right here. Well, just wait, because I'm going to dribble it right down into your neck or your here.
You gotta get them warm and your mouth.
Oh, bad, huh?
Okay, rolling.
Wait, let's measure it right here.
That was 28.
There's a bee for you, Paul.
Thank you.
Andy, there's a bee.
Move, do it.
Oh, MacGyver. Hey, dog, get my ball. Go bring my ball. No. Yeah, straight.
How many no.
Everybody clap.
Look out, Andrew.
Everybody clap.
They want to have a sit-up girl.
Okay, now just get off. What do we got? 31-9. For John. Oh. Wimpy. No, that's 7. This is harder than it looks.
Give it to me.
Why you must have
How's it?
No, we'll wait till we get up. Oh, okay.
Oh, I almost knocked it down.
That's a negative.
You want me? What?
That's hard.
Mom, just like this.
10. Okay. Okay, Andrew, move down. Right there. What is this, a spit-off? Charlie didn't go yet. Did you? No. Oh,
He's been measuring all along.
Oh, I see.
Good roll.
Good roll.
Noah.
You did. Move out of the way, Andrew. Noah's got it.
That was a pretty sloppy one.
Everybody clap.
Don't clap for Papa. No, it's spitting.
This is hard. Okay, everybody get your kerchief.
Somebody give her the Heimlich.
Can I try one of my mom?
Well, just wait till everybody else is here. So we can.
Can I try after? What's up?
John, take it through.
Oh, this is good. Help now.
Where is it? Did it land yet? I think it's over on Virginia's porch.
Catch that wind.
Dog eating up all that.
No, Kyle, how do you guys do that? No, I could not.
Put it on the tip of your tongue.
No, you gotta go up there. Take him up there. Like that.
Who's going to grow watermelon?
John?
MacGyver!
John, Nick,
And John. Big Bruce! Big Bruce!
Spit out.
How many do we get? 3?
Nick, Bruce, and John.
2 each.
Two.
What is that?
You get 2 sticks.
We're in the locker room.
What do I do?
Get out of the way. That's how he feels just before the competition.
Ah!
Oh, there!
Under pressure, John.
MacGyver! MacGyver!
Watch out, Andrew.
That's fun. Roll that one there. I can go in the rim.
It's not over yet, though.
What's the score? What's the deal?
31-4. 31 feet 4 inches.
That's going to be hard to beat.
No, not yet. Watch out, Andrew.
Watch out, Nick.
There. Is that? Let a ball enough, Katie, here.
Oh, we got her.
You're right, MacGyver. Here, help me.
Everybody's fine.
Whoa! Another competition.
Look, look. Yes,
31-4. Nick got 27-9. 27-6.
Nick, yes? We should have made that.
Oh, right over in the grass. Here.
All right. Count.
In the rough. 31-4. 31-4 to me.
Yeah.
There.
John, is it?
Wait! Can I go let my mom?
Your special prize. Your special prize.
Your mom.
We
Present you with
fabulous prize.
fabulous prize. I don't know what that is.
Fabulous prize number 1. T-shirt.
Fabulous prize number 1.
Oh.
And your
Grand prize.
Walt's grand prize.
Want me to hold these for you?
93 watermelon seed spinning championship. Go.
Be careful.
Grow great and spirit pie. Here. Open it up.
Oh no. Use toilet paper.
How many times in the ramp?
I know what it is.
Oh, it's the fish, I bet.
And a trap.
It's a big stick.
It's the fish. Yeah. You can feel them.
When we find the end.
Kumbaya. Kumbaya. Cycle all that plastic.
Father, that fish has been going around in bingo games for about 7 years.
That's your trophy.
There used to be 2 of them, but one got broke. One died.
Not even one.
Now let's have a word from the winner. How does it feel to be?
Feels great. The dancing Sam.
How about scenery? Can we have scenery too?
Maybe we could
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lana. Happy birthday to you.
Yesterday when everybody said, oh, we have to go shopping. Happy birthday. A few weeks ago.
Happy birthday.
Well, thank you. Happy to
Happy half birthday.
If I survive,
What grade will you be in?
thank you. Again, it's complicated, but I think
I told her that a while ago.
Hard time, little buddy.
Where I would stay. 3 months in Park City. You know what my condo was like? The boss, we got the boss is very warm.
I like the way you address them. Use your shoulders, not your parallel.
Yeah, right. But yeah.
But I didn't make it. Right.
Get 79 on the spot, and you get top trading awards from all cars at NW Motors Highway Vancouver. The place with all the cars.
K100 live at our JCB race station. It's fun. I like being able to see and I'll be changing my husband about 30 seconds.
We might do that.
We're going to use this for our special Queen for a Day and her escort. If you would come down front.
Give her a big
As our Queen for a Day, we have a few special things for you. And now, Your Majesty, we have for your viewing pleasure a small offering. Our theatrical production is called A Walk Down Memory Lane. We will be taking a brief look at history, a quick glimpse at each of the many, many decades of your life. It is my pleasure to introduce two very special gentlemen who will help us take this sentimental journey. First, please give a very warm welcome to our announcer extraordinaire, the man with the facts on the past, my brother-in-law, Bruce Johnson.
Hey.
And our second guest is a man whose career has spanned the many, many decades of your life. You know him as the hilarious Uncle Milty. Put your hands together for the one and only Milton Hurl.
Thank you. Thank you, ladies and germs. It's a real pleasure to be here to help celebrate this 66 and a half birthday. Well, there aren't very many people that have 66 and a half birthday parties. There aren't very many people who have half-year birthday parties. In fact, just think about it. How many people have never had a half-year birthday party? For example, Cardinal Minch, whose advice to young priests listening to confession was, you must learn to refrain from saying, wow. Never had a half-year birthday party. Grizzly Adams, who advertised for a wife in the papers and got 900 replies from husbands who said they could have theirs. Never had a half-year birthday party. Sir Isaac Newton, who had to be hit on the head before he learned the law of gravity. Never had a half-year birthday party. Albert Einstein, the brilliant physics professor, who was so absent-minded, he unbuttoned his vest, pulled out his necktie, and peed in his pants. Never had a half-year birthday party. Casanova, the greatest lover in history, who proposed to his future wife with those immortal, romantic words, you're going to have a what? Never had a half-year birthday party. Thomas Edison, without whose inventive genius we would all be watching television by candlelight. Never had a half-year birthday party. Bill Clinton, who while campaigning in Minnesota, in the farm country, stepped in a cow pie and said, good Lord, I'm melting. Ed Schaefer, who while strolling around the state capitol saw the sign, wet paint, so he did. Never had a half-year birthday party. Harry Truman, who said politicians are like diapers. They both should be changed often, and for the same reason. Never had a half-year birthday party. Alexander Graham Bell, who if he had had a daughter, would never have invented the telephone. Never had a half-year birthday party. Jack the Ripper's mother, who said to her son, "How come you never go out with the same girl twice?" Never had a half-year. And even Moses, who said to God, "Let me see if I have it right. The Arabs get the oil, and we get the right to cut off the tips of our what?" Never had a half-year birthday party. Well, you see, it's a very special occasion to have a half-year birthday party. Now, on with the show. Bruce, what happened in the 1920s?
Well, thank you, Uncle Milton. So, well, the 1920s was the Prohibition era. Underworld gangs gained wealth and power by supplying the public with illegal alcoholic beverages. The gangs fought with each other. Bloodshed occurred frequently, and people drank at illegal bars called speakeasies. The widespread lawlessness gave the 1920s its nickname, the Roaring Twenties. And in 1926, a little unknown Leota Curtis Strong was born. 1929 saw a stock market crash and the beginning of the Great Depression. There is no truth to the rumor that one of these things has nothing to do with the other. Okay, now during this decade, a popular dance was the Charleston.
And now, here from the 1920s, we have Flapper Katie. The end of the 1920s brought the Depression, and things were pretty bad then. But you know, things aren't so great now either. In fact, we could even say things are bad now. Things are so bad. Oh, wait, had to lay off 3 of the dwarfs. Things are so bad that the wages of sin have been reduced. They just announced the top 10 industries in the country, and begging ended up 7. But the president is doing the best he can. Now that's scary. Bruce, tell us what happened in the 1930s.
Thanks, Uncle Milton. During the 1930s, Hoover and Roosevelt were our presidents. Lucky Lindy Charles Lindbergh flew the Spirit of St. Louis. People drove Cords, Auburns, Duesenbergs, and Packards. In 1933, Prohibition ended.
Okay, thank you. And now, here from the 1930s, we have Shirley Temple, and the good ship Lollipop.
On the good ship, Lollipop, it's a sweet trip to a candy shop where bonbons play. On the Sunday beach of Peppermint Bay, lemonade stands everywhere, Cracker Jack fans, belly air, and there you are, happy landing on a chocolate bar. Eat sugar bowls of the Tootsie Roll with the big fat fruit cake. If you eat too much, you'll awake with a tummy ache on the good ship. Lollipop, it's a night trip. Into bed you hop and dream away. On the good ship, Lollipop. On the good ship, Lollipop, it's a sweet trip to a candy shop where bonbons play. On the Sunday beach of Peppermint Bay, lemonade stands everywhere, Cracker Jack fans, belly air, and there you are, happy landing on a chocolate bar. See the sugar bowls of the Tootsie Roll with the big fat fruit cake. If you eat too much, you'll awake with a tummy ache on the good ship. Lollipop, it's a night trip. Into bed you hop and dream away. On the good ship, Lollipop.
You know, kids and dogs were both quite popular in movies in the 1930s. There's one dog that asked the other, "Hey, what's your name?" The dog answered, "Well, I'm not sure, but I think it's Down Boy." On a country road, a speeder hit and killed a dog. The dog's owner happened to be standing nearby with a gun. The speeder said, "Gee, looks as if I killed your dog." And it sure does. I'm sorry, was it a valuable dog? Well, I wouldn't say that. Well, suppose I give you $50. Would that be enough? Well, I don't know. $75. That should do it, huh? Ah, that sounds good. The speeder reached into his pocket, came up with the money, pressed it into the man's hand, and the speeder said, "Gee, I'm sorry I spoiled your plans to go hunting." The man replied, "Oh, I wasn't going hunting. I was heading out to the woods to shoot the darn dog." Okay, the 1940s. Tell us about the 1940s, Bruce.
Thank you, Uncle Milton. During the 1940s, Roosevelt and Truman were our presidents. Abbott and Costello asked the question, who's on first? Fibber McGee and Molly and Moses and Andy were on the radio. The Second World War was being fought, and Rita Hayward was the Army's most popular pinup girl. Edward R. Murrow was the war correspondent. Withholding taxes were introduced. President Roosevelt signed the GI Bill of Rights. The sweetest music this side of heaven was played by Guy Lombardo and his Royal Canadians. In 1945, Leota met and married the man of her dreams, Henry Leintz. The next year, Jim was born.
And now, here from the 1940s, none other than the Andrew sisters. And don't sit under the apple tree.
My Very sure of you. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Till I come marching home. Don't go walking down Lover's Lane with anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. Anyone else but me. No, no, no. Don't go walking down Lover's Lane with anyone else but me. Till I come marching home. I just got word from the girl who heard from the girl next door to me. The boy she met just loved to quit and picked you to a ski. So don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Till I come marching home. Don't sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. With anyone else but her. No, 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 not a single soul but me. No, 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 don't you sit under the apple tree with anyone else but me. Not till you see me. Not until you see me marching home. Home, 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 sweet home. Don't go up and down Lover's Lane with anyone else but me. With anyone else but her. No, 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 not a single soul but me. No, 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 don't you go walking down Lover's Lane with anyone else but me. Not till you see me. Not until you see me marching home. Home, 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 sweet home. Just waiting like a marching home. When you see me marching home, then we'll go on in our band down under the apple tree. Baby, just you and me. When I come marching
Yes, Hank and Leota met in the 1940s, and Hank was Smith. He asked Leota, could I have your phone number? She replied, it's in the telephone book. Hank said, great, what's your name? He said, well, that's in the telephone book, too. But Hank persisted. And finally, one day, he said, darling, I'd like to marry you. Leota said, have you seen my father? And Hank said, lots of times, but I'd still rather marry you. Eventually, the big day approached. Hank and Leota met with their pastor to set the date for the wedding. And he asked them whether they preferred a contemporary or a traditional service. Well, they thought, well, we're quite modern in our thinking. Let's go for the contemporary service. Well, it turns out on the big day, there was that morning there was a rainstorm, and it brought down quite a bit of water. And if you're familiar with Harvey, Hank lived on the north side, and there's an underpass. The church is on the south side of Harvey. Well, that underpass flooded. And Hank was driving to the wedding, and wouldn't you know it, his car stalled in the underpass. Well, he didn't want to get his trousers wet, so he rolled them up. You know, and then he got out of the car and waded through the water and ran to church. And he finally reached the church, and his best man rushed him into the sanctuary, up to the altar, just as the ceremony was beginning. And Father leaned over to Hank and says, Henry, lower your pants. Hank says, Father, is it too late to change to the traditional service? Well, eventually Jim was born. One day the baby was crying. Leota was busy with the housework, so she said to Hank, "Hank, will you change the baby?" Well, Hank said, "Okay." 1 hour later, Hank made an appearance and said, "You know, I tried to change the babies, but they sent me back with the same one." How are we doing there? We had to do a change here. Ready? Okay. Bruce, what happened in the 1950s?
Well, the 1950s were an exciting decade for the Leintzes. Leota and Henry added Joey, Jenny, and Jeff to their family. The hula hoop was introduced. Alaska became the 49th state. In 1952, Rocky Marciano was the heavyweight champion of the world. In 1955, a brave black woman started the civil rights movement when she refused to move to the back of the bus. Her name was Rosa Parks. In 1957, Sputnik orbited the Earth, and in 1959, Hawaii became the 50th state. Lonesome George Goebel said, "Well, I'll be a dirty bird." And the Edsel was introduced. The 1950s also saw Marilyn Monroe divorce Joe DiMaggio. And Tuesday nights belonged to Milton Berle and the Texaco Star Theater. Uncle Milton?
Thank you, Bruce. And here, from the 1950s, is the king of rock and roll himself, Elvis Presley. Most of you probably know that Leota doesn't drink. She was asked one time why she didn't drink. She said, "Well, I don't like to drink at home because I don't want to drink in front of the children. And when I'm away from them, there's no reason to drink. One summer, Hank and Leota sent the kids to camp. Well, one day they got a telephone call from the camp counselor. And he told them that their children was sleeping with a stray dog. And, they said, gee, what about the smell? The counselor answered, well, the dog seems to be getting used to it. The man was telling his friends how first aid classes had prepared him for an emergency. I saw a woman hit by a car, he said. She had a broken arm, a twisted knee, and a skull fracture. He was asked, how horrible. What did you do? Well, thanks to my first aid training, I knew just how to handle it. I sat on the curb and put my head between my knees to keep from fainting. Bruce, tell us about the 1960s.
Well, the 1960s were a great decade for Leota and her family. The stork brought John to them, and the other kids thought he was the greatest toy they had ever gotten. Nehru jackets, hot pants, mini skirts, and afro haircuts were in. Men walked on the moon, and go-go girls danced in nightclubs. Roger Maris hit 61 home runs in 1961, and the Berlin Wall was built. In 1964, G.I. Joe dolls were a revolutionary new toy. In 1966, the Starship Enterprise made its maiden voyage. In 1968, a McDonald's hamburger cost 18 cents. During the 1960s, Pampers were introduced. Muhammad Ali dodged the draft. Catholics were no longer required to eat fish on Fridays, and Huntley Brinkley brought the evening news. During the 1960s, Joey and Janny loved to put on shows in the backyard. One of their favorite songs to perform included a young lady in a certain type of a bikini.
And now here, from the 1960s, is Itsy Bitsy, Teeny Weeny, Yellow Polka Dot Bikini.
She was afraid to come out of the locker. She was as nervous as she could be. She was afraid to come out of the locker. She was afraid that somebody would say, it was an itsy bitsy teeny polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today. An itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini would go in the locker if she wanted to stay. She was afraid to come out in the open, and so a blanket around her she wore. She was afraid to come out in the open, and so she sat bundled up on the shore. It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today. An itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini and the blanket she wanted to take. Now she's afraid to come out of the water, and I wonder what she's gonna do. Now she's afraid to come out of the water, and the poor little girl's turning blue. It was an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini that she wore for the first time today.
Well, I've seen that.
One day a wall between heaven and hell fell down. St. Peter called over to the devil, send over an engineer to get this wall back up. Satan answered, my men don't have time for that. St. Peter said, if you don't, I'll sue you. Satan said, where are you going to get a lawyer? Two fellows, Murphy and Clancy, were walking past the church when Murphy said, I haven't been to confession for a while. I believe I'll go in and get absolution. Murphy went into the confessional and acknowledged having his way with a lady. I know you by your voice, Murphy. And this is not the first time this has happened, said the priest. I want to know the lady's name. Oh, I'm not telling. It wouldn't be proper. Father said, if you want absolution, you'll be telling me. Was it O'Reilly's sister? Murphy refused to answer. I'll ask you again, was it the widow Harrington? Again, Murphy wouldn't reply. One more time I'll ask, was it the Flanagan girl? For the third time, I'll not be telling you, said Murphy. Then you'll get no absolution from me. Out with you. His friend Clancy was waiting. Well, did you get absolution? Murphy replied with a smile, no, but I got 3 good leads.
In the 1970s, Jesus Christ Superstar was a rock opera. Paul was born in 1971. Streaking was a fad, and Paul tried it several times. In 1971, the last cigarette commercial aired. Fonzie and Richie and LeBon and Shirley were on TV. 1973's leading male showmanist was Bobby Riggs. And in 1974, Continental Airlines was picketed by enlightened women because of the advertising slogan, we really move our tails for you. Susan B. Anthony Dollar was introduced. Helen Reddy sang I Am Woman, and Jimmy Hoffa became a missing person. Wilbur Mills and Fannie Fox got into trouble in Washington, and during the 1970s, Richard Nixon resigned. Waterbeds were introduced, and Paul Simon taught us 50 ways to leave your lover. During the 1970s, Leota and Hank were foster parents for over the years for 65 newborn babies who passed through the Leintz household on their way to adoptive homes. This will long be remembered as the diaper decade and the decade without a good night's sleep. The 1970s also brought the blessed event of grandchildren to Hank and Leota. In 1973, Charlie was born and Nick came along in 1978. Mr. Milton?
And now, here, from the 1970s, Diana Ross and the Supremes. first grandchildren, of course, when they come along, that means middle age. Middle age is when it takes longer to rest than to get tired. You know you've reached middle age when your wife tells you to pull in your stomach and you already have. Middle age is when you're faced with all kinds of temptation and you pick the one that gets you home by 9. Mr. Thompson hit 70 and decided he wanted to live a long time. He started to diet and exercise, gave up smoking, he lost his guts, his body firmed up, and to make the picture complete, he bought a toupee to cover his bald scalp. When he walked out in the street, the first thing that happened is he was hit by the first car that came along. As he lied dying there, he called up, "God, how could you do this to me?" God answered, "To tell the truth, I didn't recognize you." The 1970s also had another unfortunate thing come along, and that was drugs. 2 addicts shared an 8th-floor apartment until one sad morning. That day, one of the addicts was found in the alley between their building and the next. It was obvious that he had fallen to death. The police questioned the survivor, who said, "We had a little grass, and all of a sudden he said he was going to fly to Mexico. He opened the window and took off." The policeman asked, "Well, why didn't you try to stop him?" "Hey man, I thought he could make it." Bruce, what happened in the 1980s?
Well, the 1980s brought more grandchildren. Melissa in 1980, Wade in 1982, Katie in 1983, and Andrew in 1988. Henry retired and started giving Leota advice on cooking. Baseball was the entertainment of the decade at the Leintz's house. John proved to be quite a catcher, and Leota proved to be quite a team mother. She and Hank traveled around the country with the American Legion team, and Leota filled in for the other mothers, mending uniforms and generally looking out for the boys.
And now, from the 1980s, the boys of summer. Hank and Leota's favorite professional baseball team versus the Twins. Well, they're not having a especially good season this year. Actually, it's rather a poor season this year. It's thrilling to see the best pitcher on the team raise a cup of water to his lips and miss. The team just doesn't seem to have the game down. One of the players slid into home base last week. He was just coming to bat. And you know the team is in real trouble this afternoon. The pitching machine threw a no-hitter. At a Washington cocktail party, two strangers struck up a conversation. After a few minutes of talk, one said, "Have you heard the latest White House joke?" The second fellow held up his hand and said, "Wait, before you begin, I should tell you, I work in the White House." First man said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll tell it very slowly." A Texan asked a Cuban and a New Yorker out to dinner. The waitress said to them, "Excuse me, but because of a shortage, we're out of meat." The Texan said, "What's a shortage?" The Cuban said, "What's meat?" The New Yorker asked, "What's excuse me?" Bruce, what happened in the 1990s?
Well, the 1990s, Noah was born. George and Barbara Bush moved out of the White House, and Hillary moved in with her husband and daughter. The Union of Soviet Socialist Republics was dissolved, and Dave Winfield came home to the Twins. Jose Canseco got traded to Texas. Desert Storm happened, and General Schwarzkopf became a national hero. Liking country music stopped being embarrassing. Line dancing became popular, and people all over the country were doing the achy breaky. Saturday Night Live continued to give the biggest laughs on TV, and two boys in Aurora broadcasted a TV show from their basement.
Now, representing the 1990s, all the way from Aurora, Illinois, we have Wayne and Garth.
Leota is really a major league babe. It's really babe-alicious.
Yeah, if she were a flying elephant, she'd be Babar.
Excuse me? Baking powder?
If she were royalty, she'd be Queen of Babylonia. Excellent.
Okay.
Okay.
We have a real special top 10 list in honor of Leota's 66-and-a-half birthday. Garth, give us number 10.
Top 10 reasons why Leota's the perfect mom for this family. Top 10
reasons why Leota's the perfect mom for the family.
Number 10. Whoa. For wit and wisdom.
Yeah, like, it's better than a poke in the eye with a sharp stick.
Oh, I'd rather have a bottle in front of me than a frozen lobotomy.
Or dish rags can sour.
And number 9. Her uncanny ability to remember names.
Yeah, like she uses her kids so often. Jim, Joe, Jen, Jeff, John, Paul.
Excellent. And number 8. She owns the world's largest diaper pail.
Garth, where does one acquire such a voluminous receptacle?
I believe she purchased it on a vacation to an eastern resort, 3 Mile Island. Number 7. Her ability to teach her kids decorum.
Number 6.
Her love of baseball.
Okay. Number 5. Her love of Budweiser. King of Babes.
Babes for you.
Number 4, Regent. She taught her kids the 2 most important things to remember when a family gets together. What's to eat.
And don't forget the chairs. Number 3.
3.
Lifetime membership in the PTA. Excellent. Excellent. Number 2. Knows the way to San Jose.
And Phoenix.
And Aberdeen.
And Kansas City.
And Moorhead. Excellent.
And the number 1 reason why Leota is the perfect mom for this family, no one else would have them. Perfect mom for this family. Okay. Well, Leota, that's all we have for tonight. As always, I'm your excellent host, Wayne Campbell, and with me is Garth. Party on, Garth.
Party on, Wayne.
Okay, it's time to party. Wayne's World, Wayne's World, party.
I'll ask our assistants to pass out a little quiz here. While they're doing that, I'd like to tell you about a cardinal and a U.S. senator that arrived in heaven at the same time. The cardinal was given the key to a small room, while the senator got a key to a huge penthouse. The cardinal asked, why do I get this tiny room and that senator gets such special interest, special treatment? St. Peter said, well, we have lots of cardinals up here, but he's the first senator we've ever had. Seriously, Leota, we do want to wish you a very happy 66 and a half birthday. On this momentous occasion, your oldest son has written a poem in your honor. Would the entire cast please join Jim on stage for this touching moment, which will be followed by our final number. And we invite the audience to participate in that final number.
Got a big enough camera?
When Mother met Alex Trebek. When Mother went on Jeopardy, she really made a hit. She played the game with confidence, intelligence, and wit. She won the first round by a mile. Her winnings grew and grew. The audience could not believe how much this woman knew. Every time she won a round, her opponents were distressed. But she just kept on winning. Even Alex was impressed. No category puzzled her. Her knowledge was profound. Her winning seemed certainty. Until the final round. Then, in Final Jeopardy, she lost her chance for fame. The category, name your kids, and Mother lost the game.
Now, if everyone would join us in our last song.
same.
Just me and Buck are going to drive down
So did we miss some stuff?
No, we got it all.
Oh, good. Bless your heart for doing that.
You're getting looser. I was surprised that she is loose to watch what you're saying.